This is CBS LA Mornings.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, February 5th. I'm Sheba Turk. Savannah Guthrie and her family make a desperate plea, their emotional message to whoever kidnapped their mother and where the investigation stands.
I'm Jamie Yukas. LA Mayor Karen Bass blasting the LA Times for its bombshell report claiming she tried to alter the Palisades fire report. We spoke to her.
Hey, good morning. On this Thursday morning, we do have some areas that are pretty light, but now new incidents keep popping up, so it's slowing you down in different spots like Fullerton. So southbound 57, it was already a little bunched up. Now it's really slow. Southbound at Nutwood, we had a crash here, now on the shoulder. But as you head through this stretch, you'll see a 13-minute delay from Lambert over to Nutwood Avenue. In Anaheim, also an incident on the shoulder. Right now they're doing car fire cleanup, southbound 5 at Harbor Boulevard. Overall ride will take you 26 minutes, leaving Anaheim as you make your way into Santa Ana toward that 55 freeway. And here's a look at LA. So the 210, 10, and 60 are still much lighter than usual. Here's the 210. No, it doesn't look like it. It's still slow, but overall commute will take you 40 minutes from the 57 to Lake Avenue. Really clears up once you get into Pasadena, and you actually have breaks in the traffic pattern this morning for that stretch. We do have some slowing on the 10 freeway through West Covina and also on the 60 in the City of Industry, and I'll have more of those travel times in just a bit. Jamie and Sheba, back to you.
Kalina, thank you. Developing news in Van Nuys. Assignment manager Mark Liu at the desk with details on a shooting that just turned deadly, Mark.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jamie. Last night, the Nightside desk covered this story. At the time, it was just an assault with a deadly weapon call. A victim shot multiple times, but overnight, LAPD headquarters tells us that victim has died at the hospital, making this a homicide. Let me show you some video from Kcal from last night. You're seeing the outside of an extended stay motel near Sherman Way and Woodman in Van Nuys. That was right about 10:30. LAPD officers from Van Nuys Division responded here, lights and sirens, for the report of a shooting. When they arrived right there on the pavement, they say they found a 35-year-old man, multiple gunshot wounds, extremely critical condition, no gunman at the scene. That man rushed away to the hospital alive, but unfortunately doctors could not save his life. In the overnight hours, he was pronounced dead at the hospital, making this a homicide. This is some video from someone who was at the scene, shot some video and uploaded it to social media. You can see the fire presence there. Now, homicide detectives are gathering evidence at the scene to try to get some more information about the shooter. That person on the loose this morning described as also a man, 35 years old, possibly related to the victim. But detectives were not any more clear on that. They say the shooter got away in a black Cadillac eastbound on Sherman Way and out of sight. No better description than that. No word also on a motive on this shooting, except that there was possibly some kind of an argument between those two men before the shots rang out. Now, if there's something that you want to send us information here at the desk, you can text us 818-221-2222. You can send us your story ideas or pictures or video of breaking news events, or if you have a question or a comment about something that we're covering here at the desk, just text it to that number. It'll come either directly to myself or a member of our assignment desk team. That's it here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Mark. Mayor Karen Bass is pushing back against claims she allegedly altered documents related to the Palisades fire.
The LA Times bombshell report was published just as Bass is ramping up her re-election campaign for mayor. CBS LA's Tina Patel is live at City Hall with the mayor's response this morning. Tina, what'd she say?
Well, she is at least addressing it to us. We know a lot of people want to know more about this report. Karen Bass talked to our political reporter Tom Waite last night. She says what the LA Times published is false. Now, you might remember that there was an after-action report on the Palisades fire that was released in the fall. The newspaper said in December that that report had been altered, that the wording about whether the LAFD had pre-deployed enough staff and resources before the fire had been changed. Yesterday, the LA Times published a follow-up story saying it was the mayor who had ordered that the report be watered down to protect the city from legal liabilities. Now, their new information came from anonymous sources who told the newspaper that they got the info from two people who were close to Mayor Bass, but she says that is misinformation.
I was disappointed in the LA Times that they would report a story where it's a source of a source of a source. I mean, what is that? I just think it's important to know that I asked for the after action report. I fired the fire chief. I had no interest in watering down a report that would explain and justify why I took the action I did.
Now, as we said, the mayor is running for a re-election. Her campaign just beginning with that. And last month, developer Rick Caruso said that he was not going to challenge her. But after this report was released, he told KNX last night that he might reconsider that decision. All candidates have to file by this weekend, by Saturday. So this is something that we'll be keeping an eye on, whether this report maybe changes things with the next election. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, people watching this for sure. Tina, thank you. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, LA Times investigative reporter Aline Chekmadita, who co-wrote this report, is going to join us live to respond after Mayor Bass called her reporting, quote, misinformation.
White House officials gathered with fire survivors and local leaders to focus on recovery efforts and also deliver a stern message to insurance companies.
Well, you need to get your together and get these families and these small businesses taken care of so that this community can be rebuilt.
While Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin toured the Palisades fire zone yesterday, he met with Mayor Bass and Supervisor Catherine Barger about speeding up the rebuilding process. He also added that about 1,000 permits haven't been able to move forward, though it's not exactly clear why those requests have been delayed. Many survivors have expressed their frustration with insurance companies. This visit follows President Trump's executive order last month focused on speeding up reconstruction.
Dramatic video of a confrontation between protesters and ICE agents in Ventura where things quickly escalated, leaving a woman body slammed. My goodness, you can hear the chaos as ICE agents detain someone outside the Ventura County Sheriff's Office on Monday. The witness only shared this part of the video, so it's not clear exactly what led up to this moment. But it appears the woman is grabbing the agent's vest with one hand while holding onto his arm with her other hand. That's when the agent grabbed the woman and body slammed her. He immediately grabs his pepper spray to back up the rest of the crowd. One witness was outraged and told our reporters there was no need for use of excessive force.
I was just in shock. I was just making sure she was okay, and the next emotion that kicked in was anger for someone to throw a woman that hard to the ground and act tough until other grown men started walking up to him. They'll twist the story, they'll change it, and like that's why we need to be there recording, observing, and yeah, pushing back when they're using force against innocent people.
CBS LA called the group the woman volunteers with, but she declined to share what happened. We also reached out to ICE for comment, but have not heard back. Developing news now in the case of Nancy Guthrie, who's been missing for now 5 days.
Her family is now going public with a message to her potential abductors. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings posted a video to her Instagram account acknowledging a possible ransom note was sent to a local news station. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says that as of this morning, they have still not identified a suspect or a person of interest, while Guthrie's children are asking for proof of Nancy's safety in this video.
We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. Your children will not rest until we are together again.
Well, last night, President Trump said that he's directing all federal law enforcement to be at complete disposal to help find Guthrie. And we confirm that the FBI is sending more personnel to Arizona to help in this investigation.
Joining us now for more insight is Anna Schechter, Senior Coordinating Producer of CBS News' Crime and Public Safety Unit. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Anna.
Good to be with you.
So this video came out yesterday, and so many people, it was so emotional. It really pulled at the heartstrings of so many of us, of Savannah and her siblings asking for proof of life. From a crime reporting standpoint, How do these public appeals typically factor into an active investigation? I have to imagine that law enforcement helped maybe craft some of this message. Do they help the case move forward, or does this sometimes complicate things?
Well, law enforcement certainly approved that. I'm sure that the Guthrie family worked with them. Sometimes in these types of kidnapping situations, the families will get frustrated and they'll put out their own social media posts, and then they get flooded with fake ransom tips and the like. So it can sometimes complicate things. But in this case, I believe that this is the timing. It came out last night because they have not yet established a line of communication with the captors, and they felt they didn't have anything to lose by going public. So this at least would be a direct plea, since we understand that the initial ransom note, if real, and if that is a real ransom note, came in through an email tip line to a local news station. And so the FBI likely crafted a carefully worded response and emailed it back. And if that did not yield a negotiation, an active negotiation, which would provide forensic clues if they figured out the IP address, for example, or if they could use that electronic communication to narrow down where they believe Nancy Guthrie is. If that is not happening, you don't lose anything by going public. At least you are getting that message out and hoping that the captors will see it and respond in kind. But to me, we're 5 days out. It's not necessarily a good sign that it came to that point that they felt they had nothing to lose.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, days have gone by now. Federal agents did return to the home and launch another grid search nearby. Now, when investigators circle back to a primary scene like that, what could that be telling us about what investigators are thinking in this case?
Well, either there was some piece of evidence that warranted further examination in a particular area, or the evidence that they gathered did not yield enough and they felt they had to go back to try to get more. Now, our team on the ground reported that canines were out yesterday searching the area again.